Yep, we're live. We're live coming in. Uh-oh.
Oh, Lord.
Hush,
Here
Zoe.
we go.
Zoe, hush.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see how this goes.
It's Father's Day. There may not be that many. May not be any. Who knows?
Well, we got a few joining us.
Uh-oh. There comes some votes.
We're looking at the sky. Hey, Heidi. Oh, goodness.
All right, we're on, so y'all let us know if you're here. Zoe and I had to call an audible really quick right at the last minute and get on our phone instead of the computer. You know the kind of internet issues we've had with AT&T. And
it started lagging before we ever got hooked in.
We were doing our test run, and it's already lagging, so I got Zoe to go grab the phone, and we come in really quick and said, let's just call an audible and do it off the phone. That way we don't have anybody having to deal with lagging. That gets on my nerves. I know it gets on y'all's.
So we're going to
say hey to everybody, Zoe. Let me try to pull this up.
Do a split screen on there and log in on Facebook and then log in on YouTube on the other so we can see all the comments.
Well, I've got to find it on YouTube first.
Yes. Everybody's saying Happy Father's Day.
Thanks, y'all.
Jody said they celebrate Father's Day in September in Australia. You got your volume off?
Oh, gosh, I hope.
No, it's not. So give us just a second. We're trying to
keep going, Zoe. I'm working here.
Nick's got us he's trying to log in so we can see all the comments because our phone comments are like this big and we can only see 2 at a time. Well, Christy said her AT&T internet's amazing, but her cell service is less than desirable. Well, ours is opposite. Our cell phone signal is usually pretty good.
Cell phone service is usually okay.
But we have Uverse internet, not necessarily AT&T.
Well, if you have the fiber.
No, you need to click live chat.
Not that.
Somewhere on there is live chat.
Well, I'm looking.
I don't know how to do all that.
That's because we're never watching ourselves. Keep talking, Zoe.
Okay. I'm sorry. Everybody's telling you Happy Father's Day.
Thanks, y'all. We just did not
got it.
Huh? We just did not want everybody. There we go.
Okay, so now, yeah.
I need to do that smaller, and that took all the comments away.
Okay. Bye-bye, baby. Closing sales. Let me see. Chris just got home in time. She was shopping at a Bye-bye, baby closing
I
sale.
thought they were already closed.
There's one in Hoover.
Is it really?
Yeah, across from the Galleria. Everybody's saying hello, hello. So, you guys, are y'all having a great day? We've had a wild day.
We have had a little wonky. One of those days. CC Noel is 100%. She's just fine.
Perfectly fine.
Okay, so you're going to have to watch the chat on there.
I love the bee video and how much honey we got. I know, it was wonderful.
It was.
Oh, let's see. How is the number going towards alpaca ownership?
It was going really, really well for a couple of days. And then YouTube kicked back in, like we've talked about. You'd go up 2, down 3, so it's kind of leveled out at this point. But we're gonna get there.
Yeah, I think I need about 5,000 more between the two.
That's if I let her combine them. My original intent was saying that we're gonna scroll down.
Well, I didn't want to miss anything. It stops where I leave it.
Our original intent was for those subscribers to be YouTube. But then Cassie from Walker Farm Fam got involved, and I've at least given in to letting it combine with Facebook. So, yeah. It allows it to be a lot closer if I'm letting it combine. The whole idea.
That's right. Jody said you didn't say 20,000 for one channel.
Well, I know Jody and that was something that Cassie pointed out, was that I didn't specify. Matter of fact, there she is.
So she caught him on
yeah.
What's that called?
Technicality. And that's just like a coach. A coach is looking for a technicality.
Yeah, that's all right. I like technicalities.
It is what it is, and I'm willing to do that. Hey, if we hit 20 combined between the two, then I'll still go forward with it. I don't mind.
Yeah. Well, we're getting there. I think I need like 5,100 more, I believe, between Facebook and YouTube.
We're almost to 10,000 on YouTube, which my whole idea would have been to say 20,000 there, because that would give me some time. But either way, I'm happy with it, so I can live with it.
She likes my blue. Thank you very much. We're still in our church clothes.
Yeah.
We went to the farm and fed the animals and dropped the kids off with my mom because they wanted to let us go out to eat for Father's Day. And I think what it was is that they just wanted to go hang out at Nana's house.
That's all it was. It had nothing to do with wanting anything Father's Day. They just wanted to go to Nana's.
Cassie said her ears were burning. It seems like she's always getting blamed for stuff.
I don't know how she's got time to get on here with 100-mile-an-hour winds they had to deal with.
Oh, gosh. She's probably just resting a little bit. They've been so busy.
Sarah is doing her best to help us out, but I cannot tag the comment on the screen.
I cannot. I don't know how. So whoever's just joining us.
We've got it on the phone,
a minute and a half before it was time to go live. Our computer was still lagging. We're watching it over there, and it's still lagging. And so we had to hook up to the phone. So our comment section has got 2.5 comments on it. So I'm having to constantly scroll, but we were determined to be here.
Yeah, if you just got on, I did not want y'all to have to deal with lagging and our internet issues with AT&T, so we just put it on the phone and let it go.
Yeah, so if we miss anything, y'all are sorry. It is not intentional. I'm still smiling on that screen.
Yeah, it's because it's behind. But, and I'm not doing this just because she's here, because I did have it on there for lots of people around the Tulsa area. We wanted to get everybody to pray for them. I know there's lots of power outages and obviously lots of trees down. So those folks dealt with some pretty bad wind and storms coming through their area. I saw it on the news, but they were talking about the entire Tulsa area. Yeah. So if y'all would just put out a prayer for them, and a farm in Jones, Oklahoma, that one of our viewers called my attention to, and I went and looked it up. It's Riziki. Is that how you say it?
Riziki, yeah.
So it's a CSA farm where people buy shares in their vegetables and pick up weekly boxes. So there's a lot of people that are counting on food from this farm. And I don't know if it was ever proven or not, but either way, they suffered some type of attack on their crops. They think it might have possibly been a neighbor that was a little out of sorts. I don't know. But either way,
yeah.
Somebody sprayed their crops and all their vegetable plants were dead.
I think what they said was that he flew a drone over his own crops, and the neighbor got upset that he flew the drone.
Well, that was what they thought, and I don't want to put that out there because that may not be the truth.
Okay, that's true.
But that's what they suspected.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
But either way, she said the closer to Tulsa you get, the worse it is. I was seeing it on our news here that, I mean, there was coverage for storms in the Tulsa area for news we were seeing here. So we deal with some of the aftermath from hurricanes that are moving through. And I think the worst I've seen it here was, what was that night? Maybe in the 80s?
I don't know.
when I was standing on the back porch and we were watching all the trees pulling the ground up 80 miles per hour.
I was like, I don't know about the 80s.
No, miles per hour.
Yes.
So
yeah, we were worried about that tree over here.
100 miles per hour is really, really bad. But either way, prayers for those people around Tulsa, and then for that farm too, and the people, not just that farm, but the people that rely on that farm for their vegetables. That's just a bad situation. But we shared that story, and I specified that the farm was in Oklahoma, that I was just sharing the story because one of our subscribers asked us to. Hey, would y'all share this and let people know about it? I think they might have been doing a GoFundMe and all this. The guy was estimating losing somewhere in the neighborhood of $80,000 to $100,000 this year off of his vegetable crops. So I just put it out there, and people were commenting back to us, I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Yo, it wasn't us dealing with it. It was a farm in Oklahoma that is a CSA farm. Mm-hmm. So that's why I put that out there. But no, it was not us. Our vegetables are only affected by goats and donkeys and things that escape.
Yeah.
So.
Not angry neighbors.
No, I haven't had any neighbors yet that sprayed vegetables. My only issue is donkeys escaping and eating all the corn, or the goats that won't leave peas alone. So.
She said if you have power in northeast Oklahoma right now, you're lucky. They said it could be a while before being fixed.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And
hey, Mr. Jim.
I saw somebody, goodness. People in Eufaula and York, Alabama were hit hard this week. I did see, and I've been keeping a check on Wes and Angie, South Alabama, especially Southwest Alabama, they were getting it like every day.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of weather this time of year, and it's just something you got to be watching for. And then we'll hit the hurricane season before you know it, so we'll get to deal with all that.
Well, we have potential for flooding this week. Every day this week is supposed to be heavy rains, which we've just gotten through several days.
I've had several comments, and have I been yelling at Zoe? Have I been sick? Am I losing my voice? I'm just getting my voice back. We talked about that a little bit on our last video.
Catherine asked if you were feeling better.
I apologize for our videos this week. Both videos were dealing with honey, but that's just kind of the way it was.
We've had a lot of rain, so we've not done a whole lot of projects. And Nick,
extraction day is big.
Yeah.
So we had to cover the extraction of the honey.
Yeah.
I mean, that's big.
Right. But Nick was out of work Tuesday and Wednesday, sick. And you only went back Thursday because you needed to get some work done.
Yeah.
And he had a touch of what we think is probably bronchitis. So we're all hacky, and Nick's getting over with his
Our
voice.
brown farmhouse is dealing with the winds and rains in Central Florida too. So they were catching the same stuff that's been moving through Southwest Alabama and even along the coast. It's been an eventful week for weather. But
Miss Holly Connell.
Yeah, on our honey videos, I mentioned that I had been dealing with that, and that's why I was taking it myself. But I know a lot of people may not have gotten to that yet. That's the video we just put out yesterday. So there's not a lot to talk about as far as our videos because everything's been honey.
But we did need to talk about the question you asked.
We did.
So, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So somebody asked in our video, why does Miss Tanya take, if you notice, she took, when she would filter the honey, she took the scrapings that were left from Cog Hill. And
I see you, Christy Jones. I see you.
Yeah, hot toddies. She brought the scrapings to our farm, and then when she left our farm the next day, she took the scrapings from our farm back to her farm. And somebody asked if there was a purpose behind that, or if it was just what the reason was, if there was a concern for hive beetles getting crossed over. And so I asked Tanya, and her thinking was she takes all those scrapings of the wax caps and what's drained out when you sling the honey. What's drained out, it drains down into a filter. And then from that filter, the honey separates from the wax and the bee particles and all that. Well, she takes all that and she puts it out in the sun and allows the bees to clean that up themselves. So they collect all the honey that's left and they take it back to their hives. So when that's done, it just leaves a little pile of wax. And then Tanya takes that and she's able to make soaps and chapsticks and all of that good stuff that you can make from beeswax. The reason she did not leave it sitting out at Cog Hill, because you take it away from where the bees are and you want to move it to a different area, is because Cog Hill has people working there on the barn and all, and she did not want to risk the possibility of them getting stung. So by moving it to another farm away from everything, where she hasn't aggravated the bees yet, where they're not all stirred up and they're not having this huge flight path of angry bees trying to go back and forth carrying honey and protecting their hive and all, it's a better situation for everybody. So after we harvested our honey, she took the wax with the leftover honey in it to her farm and set it out for her bees to clean up. That way it wasn't a potential threat of getting stung for us. I hope that makes sense.
Bye, Cassie. She's got to run. She's probably going to clean up some more trees.
Oh. So anyway, that's basically, it was no productive purpose behind it. It was more of just a protecting people from getting stung in the flight path of angry bees. That's all it comes down to. So she did say that she has gotten her jars in.
Well, somebody just asked if there was a website to order honey. There is not a website, but I am adding. Gosh, this is just on. You're gonna have to say it for Facebook because this is just on YouTube where I'm logged in.
Is Sarah on Facebook or YouTube?
I don't know.
Sarah, are you on Facebook or YouTube?
But
I can't tell.
Either way, just tell them what it is.
So it's Hidden Valley Honey, HiddenValley. Will you type that in for me, Sarah? Hidden Valley Honey at AOL.com. And she will, that's to place orders for ours, that's to place orders for Cog Hill. Yeah. You'll get on the list for both, and what she has available, she can ship to you, give you prices. Thank you.
Because it's going to be a little different depending on where she's shipping it
to. Correct. But she does have jars now that she is able to get it shipped out.
She had to get some more plastic.
Right. And she only ships in the continental 48. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember what else she said about it, but that's great. That's exactly where you go.
I have seen several already saying that she is really quick to answer emails.
Yeah.
Sarah, I typed it in on YouTube. I'm logged in on there, but I couldn't log in on both, and I needed to make sure I was able to answer. So thank you for typing that on Facebook. But we just wanted to make sure that everybody got the email. Yes, Heidi, I think she has already sent out some. She had to get some more.
Yes.
Because between us and Cog Hill, I think she got almost 500 pounds of honey. So that's a lot.
But she only had, I think, 60 jars. And it wasn't a lot. It wasn't much. So
she was able to sell a lot of the bigger quarts and things like that locally.
She said they're coming in 1 pound squeeze bottles.
That's right.
Yes.
So y'all will be able to order that. You can order ours and you can order Cog Hills at the same email. You just email Tanya and tell her what you want, and she's got you.
Yep. And she's phenomenal. And it's got a sticker. That made me so excited. It has our sticker on it. It's so cute. I love it.
Heidi says she got one from both. And I think Christy had got one from both. And
can you do something with that?
I think.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you. So, yeah.
All right. Good. I'm moderating.
So why don't you tell everybody what you got for Father's Day?
Well, I was reading that Butler Farm Fam was coming to Butler Family Farm is coming to the Pedals from the Past event in September.
Oh, yay. That'll be awesome.
So something that I have been wanting for several years.
Thank you, Sarah.
Zoe posted a reel about it. But if you missed that, I did get a Traeger pellet smoker.
An alpaca.
It was not an alpaca, Kathy. That would not have been for me. Now, hey, we could wait till next Mother's Day for that.
No.
I could do that.
No.
Well, they thought we might have got an alpaca for Father's Day. We'll just get an alpaca for Mother's Day next year.
No. So the kids, I took the kids yesterday and
smoked some cream cheese.
Oh, that sounds good.
I might do
with
that.
Some jalapeno peach jelly.
See, I can't.
Miss Dawn
put
tag it.
Dawn's comment on there either.
No, because you're not on StreamYard.
I know. I can't tag it to the screen, I don't think.
If you got a small cookbook with it, there's a peach Boston butt.
Yes, I can.
Oh, you pinned it to the top.
Oh.
That's fine.
I don't think that's what I needed. Oh, well. Either way, Miss Dawn was telling y'all to make sure you hit the like button, and I needed you to do that. And then Diana was saying it, and I can't pin them to the screen, y'all, because I don't have the StreamYard up.
Everybody wants you to give me an alpaca.
They need to get their friends on here and get us to 20,000. That's the deal.
Pecan and bourbon pie.
We're just going to have to find a smoker.
We're going to just use all smoker stuff. That sounds delicious.
Y'all go ahead and tell everybody you know to go subscribe and get Zoe to 20,000, and she can have the alpacas.
And it can sit right here and I go,
I have the pasture ready.
He does.
The fencing is up. She is ready for her alpacas, and we're going to get a breeding pair, and the baby is going to Cog Hill.
Yeah.
First baby.
Well,
First baby will go to Cog Hill if they're ready for it.
They claimed it. Yeah.
They already claimed it.
Oh, you didn't tell him though. I took the
Deborah
kids
wants to
yesterday
know how Farmer Rhett is.
He's being bad over at Nana's house.
Probably.
He is.
Anyway, go ahead.
I took the kids yesterday and I told them they had $20 each to get Daddy Father's Day presents. And you know what aisle we went to? Can anybody guess the aisle we went to? What would you pick?
I bet they won't guess it.
If you are 8 and 4, what aisle would you go to get Daddy a Father's Day present? I want to see
what kind of answers come in.
Toys, candy, fishing, toys.
Some of them actually got it.
Toy aisle. They're so. Look.
Now y'all watched them.
Oh gosh. No, they didn't show it. I didn't show what they got.
No, but I'm saying that
Barbie doll.
They watched Rhett getting you a Barbie doll.
They did. So We went to the chocolate aisle.
The ones that said candy hit the nail on the head because they went straight to the chocolate.
Well, they're on complete opposite sides of Walmart. So if I had went over there, Daddy would have probably. What did he tell you he wanted to get you?
A monster
truck. And so we came back with $50 in chocolate for Daddy and a bag of pretzels.
But they know that.
What?
Oh, somebody asked, did we visit Adler Farms? No, we have not. We've only met them once.
Yeah, we are too far away. We watch Adler sometimes, but
we've met them one time,
Catherine.
But we're just.
I'll text you back shortly.
I don't really know them that well.
Christy said you're chocolate rich.
So I need to explain that these kids know that their daddy has a weakness for Lindt truffles. If y'all know anything about those, especially the white chocolate ones. And Rhett dove for everything white chocolate.
He did.
Because he knows.
Daddy likes white chocolate.
He knows Daddy's weakness is white chocolate. And they all went after the Lindt truffles.
They did.
I had 3 bags from 3 different kids, and all 3 bags had Lindt truffles in them.
They did. They are good. They wanted you to share, so they got plenty.
Yeah. Well, they figure if I got enough, then that was more that they could get.
Christy.
Yes, Christy, that's it. I probably wasn't saying it right, or just the fact that I sound like cornbread. You might not can understand me, but
you sound like
scratchy cornbread.
Yeah, I was thinking dry cornbread.
You burned me.
But yes, Nick loves white chocolate, so that's kind of the whole thing. He likes cookies and cream, and so Rhett. One of them, Chance.
No, where's Rhett?
Was it got cookies and cream and so anyway, but somebody had asked if you used your grill yet, and that's where
I did see that. It is being seasoned this evening.
Yes. They thought maybe you could talk you into an alpaca with some chocolate bribes.
Mama tried to do that with the Traeger grill.
I did, and it didn't work.
And I need to make a post on Facebook. My first ever Father's Day present. First one ever. Chance was 1 and Mackenzie was 7. And it was the first time I'd ever gotten a Father's Day present. And it was a grill that I still have.
That we still use.
I still use it. It's got the gas grill on one side, charcoal, and then the smoker box off of it. It's got the little lift up lid. It's got eyes out there for warmers. I mean, it was nice. It was definitely the nicest one I ever had, and I've kept it under the cover as much as possible.
Yeah.
You know, if you just cooked on it and it was hot and it come in raining, who knows? But it has lasted well over the last 6 years.
Yeah. And it'll still be used when we want to do fire grills.
Kathy, I'm letting her combine them. She wanted to know if you were doing Facebook or YouTube to 20,000.
Yeah.
Facebook is definitely farther away from 20. I think we're just under 5,000 on Facebook, and we're just under 10,000 on YouTube. But I'm letting her combine them. So if we get a combined 20. See, Cassie tried to sneak Instagram in there, and I don't count Instagram.
We already have 13,000 on Instagram.
Yeah, and I can't figure out how Instagram is doing me any good anyway. Yeah. So since we can't figure that out,
Nico said, "How long until you have a cook-off with Jason? He'll drive to be the judge."
I'm going to try Jason's brisket. But I don't know if there's any such thing as a cook-off because I've had the man's brisket.
That's
and
right.
It is fine.
It's fine.
I'm talking about eat brisket with a spoon.
Hey, Hoss.
Yeah, I don't think I want to get into that. There's Hoss Tools.
Yeah, hey, guys.
I am definitely going all Hoss Tools seeds next year.
I think
because it's the only decent germination rate I've had.
I'm growing some tomatoes right now. It might be the only thing I'm growing.
The only decent germination rates we had this year. And I've talked about them before. I mean, I've been using Baker Creek for years, and they're just.
Sarah said it would get me an alpaca. That's what good it would be.
What?
Let me go with Instagram.
Oh, no, we're not doing that, Sarah. That's just cheating. She'd already be there.
I got 13,000 on Instagram. And
I do have to get, because of Hoss Tools, I do have to get Zoe a solar water fountain for her garden.
I know. I saw the one she sent me was just beautiful, and I've looked them up a couple of times. You can probably see it on the top of my screen there. It's got where I've Googled them.
Oh, yeah. We've looked at them several times. Well, Sheila from Hoss sent Zoe a picture of one, and Zoe's like, yep, that's it.
I like it.
There we go.
I like it a lot.
You know something that we did have several comments on, and this alpaca thing is definitely not helping. It kind of matches with where we got the idea to start with, but we got a lot of comments on our bantering back and forth. Y'all, that's just me and Zoe. Some take offense to it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't take this seriously. The whole idea for the subscriber count came from Bar 7 Ranch. And if you watch Cody and Erica, they are the king and queen of bantering back and forth.
I love it.
Well, Zoe and I have always done that anyway. So that's where we got the idea to set a goal, and that's what we did. And now we're kind of going back and forth on what counts and what doesn't. And it's just joking back and forth. If we found alpacas that were available, I would probably go ahead and get them. But setting a goal and a subscriber goal, it gives a challenge, and it lets people help you get to there.
And it lets you guys be part of it too, because you guys are sharing and get a kick out of it. Because
I agree.
I mean, it's all in fun. We're in no hurry.
I mean, Cody,
you guys know that I want alpacas, and Nick knows I want alpacas.
Cody actually did a TikTok and put it out there and told Rhett that if we got one subscriber, that he would give us Erica's alpaca.
She had to come apart. It's so funny.
But y'all, it's all in fun, so don't think anything about it, because that's how Zoe and I get along off camera too.
Yes, it is.
That's just a fact.
It is.
I mean, it's not just on camera. That's just how we are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there was a long comment and I missed it.
I don't know if I can find it. You talking about Portia?
I think so.
She's been really sick. So glad to finally see you. See us happy.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better and back on.
Yes.
I know exactly what you mean. I was out all last week. I'm not only behind at work, I was behind at the farm. I was behind at home.
Well, this rain hadn't helped. And I mean, it's been beneficial. Things we had to cut grass and all that because we've had so much rain lately. But
yeah,
we need to, the rain needs to be, slow down and be constant, not just a big gully washer over and over again.
No.
What?
Kathy.
Get RJ from Arms Family and Reba. Look at there.
No.
She has got a plan.
Yeah, but RJ is a pain in the butt.
RJ likes to climb on people.
RJ is a pain in the butt. No.
RJ likes climbing on your back if you bend over.
I'm hoping that we can get Zoe a couple of babies from different places and let her raise them and give them. But I don't think it's done RJ any good. They raised him from a baby.
That's right.
He's still his daddy's son. So
he is. But it makes his little personality
what it is. Terry, that's exactly right. He is his daddy's boy.
Yeah. Mr. Jim has surgery in the morning. He said, and it's going to be raining.
Mr. Jim, we will add you on the prayer list.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Jim also said he had been treating wounds with honey, and it worked very well.
I saw that.
After our last video, I had several comments of people that's done different things with that. So,
goodness.
I wanted to tell a little bit about the day we had today.
Yeah, since there's Chrissy. I missed you this morning. Since we
I got to aggravate Chrissy a little bit at church today.
She was there?
Yeah. She was doing check-in.
Oh.
And she was...
I was going to give her a hard time because she wasn't there to sit with me.
Running.
Our banner kept falling and I fixed it with that awesome alien tape. This stuff was really cool.
So, the kids, after they volunteered themselves to go to Nana's, that gave Zoe and I a chance to at least go have a peaceful lunch.
Well, you...
Somewhat.
I was still in my church clothes and you were too. We went to the farm to do chores.
Oh, you're backing up even further. That's good. Go with it. Go with it, because that was part of the day we've had.
And it was raining. So Nick and I decided we were going to let the kids go to Nana's and we'd go get something to eat peacefully.
You skipped the farm.
Well,
I thought you were going to tell it.
Well, I mean, they already know that the goats are out. And they already know.
The goats go back in. They just keep getting themselves out. We've got to fix that.
And the donkeys were out. We've decided to free range our donkeys. It has made them more friendly, I think.
They come up
to
more
you personable.
When they're not in fence.
That's right. Anyway, what part of the...
We can move on to lunch. That's where I was starting anyway.
Well, it was raining, so we dropped the kids off after the farm. Nick's dirty and didn't say a whole lot in the car, so I was like, well, we're just going to go home. I wasn't going to push the issue. And I was like, I'm in my pretty dress, but we're just going to go home and watch TV, which I would have been fine with. If y'all know me, we could have took us a good old nap and been good, and everything would have been fine. And we got home, and Nick had to change clothes and all that, clean up, just about showered to get ready to go. And we got on the interstate, headed to the town over, because we don't have anything open on Sundays in our town, nothing but fast food. And
there's
12
couple of Mexican restaurants and a Chinese place, and that's it.
Yeah. So
one Chinese buffet.
Got on the interstate, headed down the road, and it starts to rain a little bit, and we're like, yep, here we go. We got to the restaurant, and it was a 40-minute wait. We said, well, that's okay. We put our name on the book. We're not in any hurry. It was 2:00. We're in no hurry. We'll just sit outside. The wind was blowing.
They had nice, comfortable chairs outside.
They had patio furniture everywhere.
There was a breeze blowing. I was like, I don't mind. We'll just sit right here.
So I gave them my name and phone number, and we sat outside for a little while, and then we kind of like 3:00 creeps up, and we're like, well, it's been an hour. I'm getting kind of hungry. There's people coming and going, and just, So I said, well, let's go inside and see if there's anywhere to sit in the benches. We go in there, and they did not have us on the books. She said, well, we called your number. I said, well, she said, no, y'all, we don't show y'all on the books. I said, I walked in right here and told the guy that we were here, and there's 2 of us. I said, and you told us 40 minutes. I said, we gave a little extra. We know y'all are busy. So she looked, she said, oh, well, I called your number and nobody answered. I was like, we were sitting outside your door. We saw her come out.
And she said you texted your number.
And then she called.
Yeah.
And we saw them come and call for other people. So we're like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. She sat us. Y'all, we spent 2 hours and 20 minutes at this restaurant between waiting, ordering, and getting our ticket.
Now, mind you, and I'm not going to mention the name of the restaurant, but it is not our first trip there.
No, we've never had
never been an issue.
No, and it was busy, but it was not busy.
I mean, it wasn't swarmed, but
No.
I mean, that was steady, but you're trying to give a lot of leadway for that. It's a holiday. They may be short-handed. Everybody is. You're just trying not to be a pain in the butt.
Yeah, because we get it. We understand that, we're pretty reasonable people.
Yeah.
And they brought one of my sides out as we were boxing our food up to leave. It's just, we've kind of laughed about it all day. That's just kind of how our...
Well, they brought Zoe's plate out, and she said, "Hey, I'm missing so and so," and he said, "I'll let them know right now," and disappeared.
And it was about 20 minutes. And when he finally come back, we were like, "Okay, we're ready for a box, and you can just give me my side to go." But we had a good time. I mean, there was no rush about the day. We didn't have to share our food with anybody.
Yeah, you can't say that or they'll know.
Yeah.
But Meg's little house in the country said, "I hope the food was good." To be honest, the food was mediocre too. It was not as good as it typically would be there.
Yeah, that's all right.
So typically the food is better there. Look, it wasn't bad. It's just, yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But we just try to, leave it alone.
Yeah, Sarah said she would call you reasonable, but you're being a little stubborn about that.
I have a goal, Sarah. Sarah, we just have a goal. And we did, Mr. Jim, I agree, we did get to people watch, which I do a lot.
We do that a lot, and I'm terrible about...
I keep seeing people say Texas Roadhouse.
It was not, but it's
not
along the same lines.
There's not even a Texas Roadhouse in that town. There is one going the opposite direction, and I love going there. So I don't have anything bad to say about Texas Roadhouse, but it is kind of in that same direction, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Everybody is short-staffed.
That's right.
Bless their hearts, you got to understand what the workforce is like today, which all of y'all do. But these poor girls at the front desk forgot we were even there. Initially said, "You're not on the books." Then she said, "Well, we texted you." Then she said she called. Well, no, you didn't. You just said you didn't even have us down.
Right. Sue said we should have went to Shoney's. Shoney's was wrapped around the building.
I have no doubt, but I can also throw a rock to Shoney's.
Yeah.
But it was a holiday. We figured they're short staffed. We're just trying to be really patient, not say anything. Zoe mentions the food that was left off.
Everybody was very kind.
They were trying to take care of it, and it was just a train wreck. I kept seeing the manager come out to the bar area, and there was a manager coming up to the front area. There was obviously two of them there, and you could just see from the look on their face that they had their hands completely and utterly full.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had one waitress, and I looked at Zoe. I said, "Did she just call that other girl bro?"
She did. They were walking through, and she said, "Bro," and we're like, "That's."
I said, "Zoe,
that's two females.
Did she just talk all that?"
That's two girls walking through. And she said, "Bro." Like, what? I feel so old now.
The poor little bus boy reminded me of the sheepdog on Bugs Bunny. He didn't have any eyes.
No, he didn't.
I was like, their workforce, these managers have their hands utterly full.
Uh-huh, they do.
So either way.
Clack said Brandy had the same issue at Walmart.
Well, Zoe's mother is having Walmart issues. They've canceled 2 orders on her just randomly, just decided they's going to cancel them. Said they were short-handed, so they just canceled the order.
2 $300 grocery pickup orders.
This is the world we live in. My goodness.
And they canceled it yesterday, and they just showed up with it today.
Well, they had canceled it today, too.
Yeah.
Jody
showed up with it.
Jody said even Australia's having problems with their staff.
Eat at the freight house in Hartselle. Ooh, that sounds good.
The freight house?
Mm-hmm. I bet they have good food just because their name sounds good. What are you looking at?
I was reading comments. Ginger said she was raised in Hartselle.
Oh, that's cool.
I still got a sore spot from the mid-90s from Hartselle.
Why?
Hartselle won the 5A state baseball championship back in that time frame, and you don't know during the season if they're going to win the state championship.
Yeah.
There's no way to know that ahead of time.
Right.
But if you get beat 31-5, you're going to run for it, state champion or not.
Yeah.
So Hartselle did us bad.
They did. My goodness.
No, they were good.
And 60 years later, you're still holding it against them.
60. No, I'm joking. They were really, really good back then. Anyway.
You think they're still good?
I don't know.
Well, they don't have Walmart in Australia. So what do we got coming up this week?
Oh, gosh. Well, we're going to be dodging rain for the most part.
Yeah. Chance has got his final baseball this weekend. This coming Thursday, Friday, potentially Saturday. That'll be it for All-Stars.
Well, we have a ton to do. Yeah. We just don't know if we're going to get it done before.
Jody said fencing goats.
What?
Jody said fencing goats.
If we can get the rain to hold up, there will be some goat fencing.
That's right.
Y'all, you know that our MO on our farm has been to rotate everything. But as good of an idea in general as Premier One fencing is, it is a great idea. It's a good system, and it works well when it works. I'm thinking I've got some damaged fencing in there that's not visible because there are no visible holes in the goat fence, or I'm having a charger issue. I'm going to try that first. I'm going to try that tomorrow. I'm going to put a different charger on it because nothing is holding those goats in, and they used to never get out. They never did anything. Never got out at all. Becky Myers, I just saw her post a comment. She asked a question earlier I meant to get back to, and I've forgotten what it was. Okay. Becky, tell me what your question was, please. I was scrolling back to it, and I couldn't find it, and I couldn't remember who it was until she said that, and I was like, yep, that's who asked me the question. Okay. But anyway, I've got to figure out what's wrong with that fencing, but we have decided
it's time to start moving towards some hard fencing.
Y'all are going to see a little bit of a facelift for Chestnut Hill Farms team.
Slowly.
It's going to be slowly. She asked about the honey. You're going to tell me what the question was about the honey. I saw your name and I remembered you asked me something. But, Christy, I don't think it's grounding out. Because that sheep and goat netting, the bottom strand is not charged, and that's all that's touching. I've checked it. There's no limbs on it, anything like that. So I'm thinking my charger is bad or I've got broken wire. Oh, she did ask. Okay, so I did answer your question. Okay. Good deal. But we've got to do something with it, and I'm thinking either way, I want the goats in permanent fencing. Yeah. We're just going to build them a goat paddock and leave it at that. We may use some of the sheep and goat netting to put them in different areas if we have work for them to do. Right. But for the most part, they're going to be in permanent fencing. Yeah. I'm excited about that. When I say that you're going to see a little bit of a facelift, it's because we're going to be downsizing the bucks naturally. The goats that's what we have to do. But if the goats are getting out, then they're getting into the chicken fence. And y'all saw that we had a goat almost become injured, maybe even die from getting hung up in the chicken netting because it's not meant for goat heads. It's small, so once they get their head in it, you can't get out of it.
And then they go to doing this.
And they tear it up, and you have to cut them out of it. So then I've got a $300 section of fence that I've just had to cut up to get a goat out of it. It's not worth replacing. So it's more cost effective to do the permanent fencing. It's also more along the lines of where we want to move to with the farm. I talked about downsizing the bucks. We're also going to be downsizing our pigs. Where I kept 3 females last time to up our breeding program, we're going to stay with what we have for now. And I actually have 2 of those females that are going to another farm.
Mm-hmm.
To be breeders. That's what they're going for. They're not going for slaughter.
No.
They're going to be breeders. I kept them as breeders because they're shaped great and that's what we wanted. And
yeah,
we think that that's probably the direction for us to go. We're still going to be a working farm.
We do not want to get in over our heads either, though.
But we don't want to be only a working farm.
No.
Zoe wants alpacas. We have the peacocks and things like that. And I just think really y'all enjoy watching those more.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? So I think I would like more to go into those animals people can relate to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we are still going to be a working farm. I'm processing chickens tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We're still doing that.
That's right.
But we have used our animals to do work. They've done what they're supposed to do. The pigs have cleared. The goats have cleared. Now it's time to get them to pens, be in areas they're supposed to be in. They're still going to do what they normally do. But
and as we start clearing land and all, we can start moving. We can still rotate what we have through there and do the job that we have for them.
Yeah.
But also having the hard pen for when we don't have that specific job.
We still plan on having our layers in the camper coop, moving around the pasture.
And if we're not having to chase animals that are getting out of their netting, it'll allow us more time to focus on those projects.
Like I said, the netting has been good for what we needed it for. And we will still keep our broilers in that because you have to move them. You have to keep them on fresh grass.
Right.
If you raise them the way we raise them. Now, I can pin them up and just feed them, but then they're not going to have the flavor that we've become known to have.
Right.
So, I'm still going to have the Premier One netting for them, but I've got to keep all the other animals out of their fencing from damaging it. And
it's part of having a farm is figuring out nothing stays constant. If you ever just stay constant, then there is no growth.
And that's what we want to do is grow, and we want to make sure that we have the animals that we want.
That's right.
As far as providing food for our family and community, we're going to continue to do that.
Yeah.
We're still going to process chickens. We're still going to raise feeder pigs.
We know that's our calling is to feed our community, and I will stand by that from till the last day.
But I think we're going to move into growing more vegetables for our farm.
Yeah.
Ourselves and people around us, just like we do the chickens and pigs. But yes, you'll see more shelters being built. The camper coop is still coming because the layers are going to the farm because I tore down their run yesterday.
Yeah.
Me and Mackenzie, that was our job yesterday, was taking down the run here at our house, getting the camper coop finished so that we can have the layers on pasture out there.
That's right.
And we are, I think you're going to like it. I think you're going to enjoy the facelift that you see. But
just give us some time.
Chestnut Hills is going to be in a little bit of a transition.
The way I look at it is we're going to be a little softer. It's going to be a little softer. We're still working, but we're going to have fun too.
Yeah. And we're not
You're getting a little bit of Nick and a little bit of Zoe.
We're not moving away from being a working farm.
No.
But when I started, I said, look, if it don't have a job or produce revenue, we're not having it. I haven't figured out what the job for an alpaca is yet, other than garden fertilizer. That's going to be great. But the peacocks have no job whatsoever.
But they're going to be beautiful.
But they're still going to be there. I've got turkeys that have no job whatsoever.
Did
they're
you
still
notice
there.
that he was hollering the other day? Jason was doing that.
A little bit.
He started his
loud,
peacock collar. Softer and smell the burn. That's right. I got a soft farm and I smell it burning.
But either way, I'm just giving you a heads up. You're going to see a little bit of a change. I really just...
Oh my gosh.
Y'all know it.
Excuse me, I'm trying to do a live here. My goodness.
Alpacas are tall LDGs.
They are. God, you can still hear them. Hey, Miss Judy, I saw her come on here.
I did see Miss Judy, or as Rhett calls her, Aunt Judy.
Aunt Judy.
Rhett sees her on video and says, there's Aunt Judy.
Because, side-by-sides are allowed on the street now.
Apparently. But either way, there you are. You got your heads up. Henry also may be relocating, because if we're going to continue breeding, it's time for Henry to go. And
well, it's not time for Henry to go. It's just time for us to mix things up.
If we're going to stop breeding, Henry can stay. But if we're going to breed, then some of those sows are his daughters.
Yeah, that's right. And we don't want that.
But Henry is as gentle as they come. Y'all have gotten used to seeing Henry. So if Henry leaves, and Zoe can tell you, it's in my notes, the guy that has contacted me about Henry is a prominent local farmer, and Henry will be doing the same job that he does at our farm.
He can do the job.
He will eat and breed, and that'll be his only job, and Henry loves that job.
He loves it. He's good at his job.
He's good at both.
Yeah.
So Henry is not going in the processor.
No.
The girls that are leaving are not going to the processor. They're not the same farm.
No.
They're not going to the same farm. He is only asking about Henry. So if Henry leaves, he is going to a prominent farm to do his job, and he loves his job.
He does.
But the girls are going to a newer farm that are
Kathy
wanting
said
to
the same
breed
thing.
pigs.
Sounds like a normal man. Look.
You know what?
Sarah
we may need to do that, Sarah.
Party for Henry. We can give him a watermelon.
Y'all, Henry is not a problem at all of any kind.
He's not, and I'm gonna be sad because he is a good man.
What I'm concerned about is if we get another boar, not getting one as good as Henry.
No.
Because he's so gentle.
My goodness, y'all.
Everybody told me, hey, you've got to separate them. The boar is going to kill the piglets. Henry's even protective over the piglets. They lay up under him. I mean, it's just... I'm worried if I get rid of him, I won't find another one as good as him.
So we're torn.
So I haven't made up my mind yet. But either way, we can't continue our breeding stock on pigs.
Not with Henry.
With Henry.
Right.
Because all the newer girls, Henry is their daddy.
Right.
They're still separate from Henry.
Yes.
But
yeah.
If we ever move, we're going to have to move all our females together. And We did not have success separating Henry because the girls broke out and went to Henry. So we're torn on that. But I mean, I'm not going to do it in secret. If Henry leaves, then there'll be a video of Henry going to his new home, and you'll see where he is. But
don't get rid of Henry. He's a good pig.
He is good. It's just if we're going to breed them, then I have to rotate boars, and I hate that it's Henry that has to be rotated.
I know it.
Sarah said you'll never be able to find another sweet cornbread.
Yeah. My sweet, salty cornbread.
All right, Zoe, it's time to wrap up. Let these folks move on with their Father's Day.
She said y'all doing a live outside Talladega Speedway. It sounds like it, doesn't it? It's a busy afternoon, apparently. Right, guys. We are headed to the farm to do afternoon stuff, and we'll see y'all Sunday.
Well, they'll have 2 videos this week.
I know, but we ain't going to be talking to them.
But we won't see them live.
Yeah. So.
But y'all watch the videos Tuesday and Friday. Y'all make sure you watch them.
Well, I hope they do. Real quick, will we be at Pedals from the Past in September?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, and Christy, we've gotten some feedback already on some other channels that are coming. It's going to be a good event.
Yep, y'all, it's going to be exciting. So,
all right. Bye, guys.